that's a great segue, but it's such a double edge. Let me explain. In a world where no one is honest, and I'm gonna say no one superlatively, meaning I know there are people that are honest. So don't tell me I'm honest. No, no, no. Superlatively speaking, no one is honest. With that being said, it is very difficult. So I'm on the other side of that. I'm gonna play like Jewell loves devil advocate, and it gets on my fucking nerves. But I'm gonna play devil advocate with her today. On the flip side of that, I think it's so easy to be like, I want education, I want chatting, and I agree. I think the problem is you have so many people that perpetrate, and so it creates an inferiority complex for people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, when we were talking, this person, said they own 5 businesses, they got a 750 credit score. Whole time, either they do own businesses, but they're all failing, or they really don't, or they haven't checked their credit score in 4 years, and they really don't know what's going on with their credit. And so, as such, people then clam up and feel like, oh my God, they're gonna look at me like my shit is jacked. Taking it to a second point, everything is not tea. So there are things that my friends individually and group, whatever, maybe a small group of us or whatever, if my girlfriend tells me her credit score and I know she's working to, that isn't a avenue for a tea discussion. So people overshare, and that's why we gotta, now you heard Jill say earlier, use discernment. Now we gotta discern what the fuck we tell each other, because I don't know about this one because so it's so many nuances. That's why people choose the easiest route, which is being quiet. And unfortunately, they're fucking themselves though, respectfully, because instead of just choosing the discernment piece and going with some of their trusted resources or people they feel like they could trust, now they just be like, fuck it, I'm not going to say anything, and they just drown,
Yeah.
So
we have something for that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I get that. Like, we come from a place where, keep everything private,
We do.
keep
Yep.
people out of the business, all those
Yep.
things.
What happens in my house stays in my house. All of that. It literally starts from young. Yeah.
Go to the bank. You live in New Orleans, go to a bank in Metairie, go in Slidell.
That's true. Go to a bank. Yep.
Bank.
Or again, do a free consult with an investment advisor. It's client privilege. Wait. Yeah, client company privilege. So let's say you go, I know New Orleans is Paquito. People could literally lose their job for sharing your shit. So going to something that's completely unbiased, like, I feel like, so in playing my own caveat to that devil's advocate, we know what we know now. So I don't have that much empathy for your fear of not wanting to discuss. Even if you don't want to chat about it with your best friend, with your sister, with your mom, your cousin, your daddy, whoever, it's not, better exists. So in choosing to kind of stay in a space where, financially you drown in, or you're not making thoughtful decisions, or you aren't living within your means, and so you're choosing which I don't even think is easier, but you're choosing the easier route of overspending and like staying paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. I can't really empathize with that mindset because there's too many resources, unbiased resources that you can use that are free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want people to be motivated to use them. So you could get on chaseapp.com. They have advisors there. Think about your insurance at work. A lot of people don't read into the details. There are financial advisors in your insurance. Use those resources. Let me tell you, every job offers a financial advisor in some sense. You can follow things like Earn Your Leisure, Wolf of Wall Street. I think he's from New Orleans or something. Anyway,
I think so.
All these Black people who are trying to educate you on these things, all these YouTube videos, you have resources. And like, if you're watching your podcast, DM up.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm again at this part in the podcast right up here. You'll see I'm gonna edit it here, but I'll put some of the Instagrams that I follow, or that I see, even Threads. There's a guy on Threads, y'all. I cannot think of his name. He is a random white man, and his checks out. This man every day watches the stocks, and he goes and puts the best stocks to invest in every day for free. He just puts them up there. He gives you all the numbers. He gives you how many shares you need to buy, how much you could buy in partial shares and everything. And the shit checks out, and he does it for free 99. There's absolutely we are on our phones too much in a digital age. It's just really not an excuse. So if you don't feel comfortable with relying on people around you, there are ways to go about it. So with that,
I have a question. Because
Yeah.
we're talking about the girls or the boys who just trying to start saving. What about the people who already been saving who won't take that little hump? Like who trying to take it up a notch?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's there there's what's the, what did I want to say? There is a message in that as well. Now, granted, do I feel like those people are at a level of financial literacy already? Yes. Are they open minded enough to understand what it's probably going to take to get to those goals? Yes. But I think for me, so like, again, I'm no longer in my phase of, I don't know shit, let me learn shit. I'm definitely trying to take it up a notch. And I feel like for me personally, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading and a lot of learning. It's a lot of videos. I'm already on my phone. So, and it's constantly looking at my finances. Like, do not be afraid to check I check my shit all the time. I check my credit all the time. I pay for credit, not Credit Karma, no shade. Even though Credit Karma is a great free resource, Credit Sesame is a great, Ninja Wallet, all that's great. I pay for actual credit watching, like watching my shit, FICO score and my score. Like, I feel like I'm at the point now to where I'm willing to invest time, money, effort,
Yeah.
and that comes in the form again of buying books and being keeping my ear to the streets, if you will. I'm not really into the trendy ways to make money, but listen, it's making people money. I'm not the cryptocurrency girl. I'm not the Bitcoin girl for sure, but there's a world for that too. There's a world for that too. I feel
Yeah.
like once you get to, yeah, there's a level of financial literacy that I think that requires that I'm not completely comfortable in. It's a bit more aggressive for my taste, but yeah, I think there's a world for them too. I mean, what do you do right now? Like, with you already being, as having all your avenues of being stable by yourself and being able to do this by yourself, what do you do now? Like, since you
I
feel
mean,
like,
there's more than one way to skin a cat, right?
right,
I did the. It depends on what your needs are. When
right,
I needed fast cash, I got into real estate. When I started thinking about retirement and wanting to retire and live in Europe, I started looking at future type investments,
period.
S and
Come
P
on.
500 and diversifying
Mhm.
portfolios. And what does a Roth IRA look like? A backdoor Roth, if you know what that means. You just start learning like, you know, what can I do? What can I add? And what can I not pay attention to? And allow those things to grow over time.
Exactly.
And that's where I put my money at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like throw a wrench out there because we're having such a good conversation and we probably could talk about this for hours, but I wanna what does this look like for you in dating? Like, in sharing what you're comfortable in, right? So it's like, okay, so I'm gonna make this clear when I say this, okay? I need financial alignment with a man. What that looks like is, let me make this clear. What I feel like I have in my current partner and why I appreciate the relationship in this area is his ability and willingness to want more and to be willing to make the changes to get more. So when I say I want an ambitious man, I don't just want you to be like a go-getter and working and all that. I want you to be okay and able to make certain changes to get certain results, including in the financial world. With
Yeah.
that being said, I'm going to be very honest. I personally want to act my wage. You know how people like act your age, act your wage. With that being said, that's going to require me to be in a certain financial I don't want to say bracket because then I'm trying to like silo a man. But for that, me personally, I need you to be financially ambitious. That's how I'm gonna put that in a bucket because I ain't trying to open up no worms, honey. But for
Yeah.
you, what does that look like? Like I know the facts are the facts. Again, going to quote you again. Forbes, August 2024, Apple Newsstand. Women,
Hmm.
black women are earning more than black men as it stands. Granted, that's not updated. That's 2024, but let's be clear. Think about what we see black women doing on Instagram. Let me tell you something. Baby, if it's one thing my friends are going to do, is blow a bag on me. Y'all, we have taken some very fucking lavish trips. We have spent money on birthdays. We have a birthday coming up this weekend and we just doing shit and oh, how much is that? Oh, yeah, that's fine. We're going to do that. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, you got to know that for most of us, there's money behind it. Like, we are able to do this. So, it's evident. You could see it. You see it on your feed. You see how women are living their life. And a lot of women are single in doing that. They're either single or they coming out of relationships and they're doing it on their own. With that being said, I believe it. So, taking it back to
Oh,
you,
girl.
what does that look like? as much as very surfacey, right? But like, how do you manage that, right? Like, how do you manage that? How do you? Because again, we go back to discernment. So I would imagine there's a level of oversharing you don't want to do with a man. There's a level of all of the things. So take it away. What does that look like for you from the love relationship? How do you manage that while being so financially literate, right? So
When you so it's a level of complexity here, all right? But you would think, you there's some
it's
complexities
tough.
here.
It's tough.
There's some
It's
complexities
very
here.
tough. I
No, no, no.
know.
So no, it's not even tough. It's not tough. What people how people think it might be tough, but it is tough in a sense. You know, I travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I work a lot. I meet a lot of different people. That don't mean I like them though, right? Like that don't mean I like
Right.
everybody. I never been, I'm quantitatively driven when it comes to my personal goals for what I want for my family and things of that nature. I
Mm-hmm.
do like people that have, some similarity there as far as having why
Motion.
behind their passions and stuff because you don't want that to offset you. Like you don't want anyone, you know,
Mm-hmm.
feeling away because you're just doing what you normally do. You know what I'm saying? You want some balance there, but
Yep.
I never been super consumed about being like I don't want to say you want to be financially compatible. I'm more so focused on people being faithful over what they have, so that the
Yep.
Lord continues to bless them with more, and then having the mentality of
Right.
ambition and levels of like collaboration and stuff, like having trust. I look more at like principles and characteristics when it comes to people because money really do come and go. Like you could lose it
It
fast,
definitely
very
do. It
quick.
definitely do.
You could die
Mm-hmm.
today or tomorrow. So moral compasses is more like my focus.
Right.
However, with traveling a lot and meeting so many diverse people, it come with a level of perception of what people think you're going to want or what you're going to be interested in and how people come at you in
Mm-hmm.
those dynamics. It opens your eyes to a lot of things. And I respect the kings. I do. I respect the kings. But in my experience, the boys be having some stuff going on. When no shade, no tea. I was a supervisor at a very early age, honey. I was a boss at a very early age. I was messing with this man, y'all, and I looked and saw how much he made on that return. And it was cute. No shade. It was cute. But mine was so much cuter. And in that moment, I just was like, I like that boy. And it don't even matter about no coin. I never cared about a coin. I always cared about liking the person. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you do have to have some compatibility there. Because if you're not faithful with what you got, you're going to be hating on me when I'm moving and shaking. I like to
That's a fact.
travel. If you don't feel like, you could do those things, and, some of those things might be mixed matchy for some people, right? So, I
Yep.
do think that, in my experience, trying to connect with people on a moral standpoint, a principle standpoint, and then also, are we also compatible in like lifestyle and
Mm-hmm.
those things? That's like the recipe for success. I meet a lot of great guys. It just don't
Wow.
give.
Jewel
It
just
don't
gives
give.
such. This is why she's her and I'm me. She just gives such a sweet response. I'm gonna tell you right fucking
No, no, no,
now.
no, no. I'm not saying these niggas is all that. Like, don't get
Okay.
it twisted. All
Okay.
them niggas ain't all
I'm
that.
just, I'm just
Let me
trying to
tell you, the
see.
boys definitely want the more for the lesser. They definitely
I'm
want
just
the more
trying to
for the
fucking
lesser. They
see,
don't
cause
be knowing, but that's not my problem. You know what I mean? I look
yeah,
at it as thank you for your
yeah.
time. I appreciate what we have
Hmm.
experienced together. I am evolving. I am moving and shaking. My husband is
Hmm.
not treating me this way, and that's just is what it is. Like, girl, please.
I will say,
We ain't gotta do
but
too much.
I will say, let me take it on the other side. Do I think you should ask a man for a YSL bag on date one? Probably not, because
Oh no, that's tacky.
that's tacky. However,
You don't
do
even
I
got
think
it for
there's
yourself
anything?
like that.
Exactly, because you can buy it. So the expectation for somebody else to buy it for you is crazy, crazy work. That's my opinion. The girls are gonna eat me up for that. I don't care. If you cannot buy that, don't ask for that shit. Because guess what? Daddy gonna want some sugar. And if you ain't trying to get it up, bye. Anyway,
Ain't nothing for
so
free. Let's keep it a buck.
nothing.
Nothing's
Nothing's for
free.
free. Nothing. I feel like there isn't anything wrong with a little bit of balance. And maybe it is because I feel like I like to say at times I have more foresight than I did in my 20s, my early 20s, right? If I know what my lifestyle is, if I know that I would like and appreciate support when it comes to if we're gonna really do this and do you living here, we maybe getting married, all the things, it does have to come at a certain price. So I'm not saying it to your point, that's not like the need per se, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can see from a mile away. So if your salary is this and mine is this, and also I'm a Jamaican, I will work 3, 4 jobs. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. My foresight is going to step in because I'm going to try to avoid whatever that could come on the end. Like respectfully, you might be and listen, that's great. You're the nicest guy. You're the nicest man, whatever. I guess because I'm at the age now to where it's like, if my current relationship doesn't work and I have to start over, I'm going to be very honest. I'm not in the industry of teaching anymore. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I'm gonna be
that's a,
honest.
but
Like,
see, that's the thing. No one is willing to teach. No one is willing to teach. No one is. I'm a learner. I'm a learner. I'm here. I'm ready to study. Like,
right,
no shade, no tea. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm available. Please don't get that twisted. I'm not saying come in my. No, but when I am connected with someone and I am here to
I
learn.
get that. I get
And
that.
I want an experience. Don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean that you. I'm never gonna minimize it because I want the girls to get what they deserve. You see what I'm saying? So
Correct. And what you
I
feel,
ain't gonna
right?
tell
And
you what I go for because the dude who coming for me gonna have to adjust based on what he.
right. And
Maybe
I'm
another
not
tip.
saying
However,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Like you are right. There is a first of all, dating in general, which is a whole nother topic, but dating in general is a balancing act. I am not saying because that's a very preferential thing too. It's a very personal preferential thing. That you have to decide for yourself what percentage buckets, what your needs are, what that looks like for you, and all the things. But I think this is a big gap right now with women and men, right? Because I feel like women, in my
hmm
opinion, from the single girls I know, like you said, you're a learner. You want
yeah,
to. A lot of
a
men,
lot of
from what
niggas
I'm
on it.
hearing from the single girls, they're not teachers. They
Oh no,
too
no, no.
want to learn.
Men
Yeah,
emotional girl, just like us. They really
yeah,
are.
but
They,
but they come in the door.
yeah.
They come in the door wanting to learn too, and it's flipped because we're so big on again a lot of millennial women. The thing about being a millennial that I love, caveat, we still have some traditional values sprinkled inside of our modernism, Renaissance woman era, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of us still want a man to come in and have a level of a leadership approach about him.
Oh, more than sure.
For sure. So I think that's the gap. Like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like men, unfortunately, they see a woman with a high price tag, aka her salary, all the things she got going, and they get very intimidated by that. They like, bitch, I just
I
got a
don't
nine to
think
five.
I don't think it's intimidation. Them niggas just don't be fucking with people like that. I think it's up to a woman to realize if a man is fucking with you or not. And to be very honest, he could be broke as fuck and he gonna break his back to give you his last if he fuck with you. And it's up to you to
That's
know
a
that.
fact.
A lot of girls don't
That's a
have
fact.
experience
That's a
somebody
fact.
fucking with them. Don't let a nigga minimize what he giving you. Not don't get me wrong. It's okay to be patient and experience people and try to but
That's a
if it don't
fact.
work for you, it don't work for you. Like
It doesn't.
we done all been there. That don't mean you gotta stay there. That don't mean you have to accept those things. And don't get me wrong, everybody intention isn't bad. Men also have some of that same stuff going on. They done been used.
They do.
Somebody play with them. They may know you all that, but they don't want to do too much because they don't want to inflate it. Niggas go weak all the
Exactly.
time. They don't know how to bounce back. You don't know how to bounce. It's a
That's a
game.
fact.
But know this. If somebody wants you and you are looking for someone to lead you, they ain't gonna be playing all that dumbass shit. And that's just
They
that.
not. No, that's a fact. The other thing is, let's be comfortable with putting men back with the type of women financially that they deserve and want. For example, a man that is very accustomed and used to broke women, and I'm saying that respectfully, unfortunately don't always adapt well to a woman with a coin who can teach them something, who can take them on a road of success. When you identify these losers, I want you to be comfortable giving them niggas back to the group that they need to be in. Like sometimes it's okay, but yeah, financially you genuinely might just be too much for them because now you hitting insecurity after insecurity after insecurity.
Look, but this is the thing too, and it's nothing to say that you're wrong, because some men are very
Mhm.
much intimidated by a woman who is successful. I have met that. I have been there, and there's no shade because I'm very humble, so I know for a fact. It's not even that you got motion; it's what come with the motion. It's the attention. It's some of that.
Mhm.
Like I've seen some of that happen, right? But as a woman, you bossed up,
Mhm.
right? you know, it's okay to also kind of have some balance on. You don't have to scream. Like you have to understand that your power also is in your silence. You don't gotta go like you don't gotta fuss with a nigga for him to feel you. And guess what? Your absence also speaks volume. Your
That's a
presence should
fact.
also speaks volume. So look, if you're not getting what you need, you could be respectful and get the fuck. You don't gotta do
That's
all
a
that.
fact.
You see what I'm
You
saying?
definitely
Y'all
don't.
be so ready to, oh, cause a nigga fumble me, sister. If he wanted to do it, he would. You gotta
Exactly.
realize that you got more. It's your show, bitch. If
Exactly.
it ain't your
It is
show,
truly
what are
your
we
show.
doing here?
It is truly your show across the board. So
Yes.
that's a very good mindset to have. I feel like
I'm so full of myself. It's your show. No,
no,
even
it
for the
is.
boys, it's your show too. We all
It
having
is.
our own individual show. If you don't like me and your show, it's okay to tell me, please, please exit
Yep.
up. Don't say it like that. Make it sweet. Like definitely talk
I
to me
agree.
nice. However, if I don't
Hmm.
like what you're contributing to my show,
You got to go. And you know what?
we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna try to talk about it first though. Just a little
I
bit.
think that, but I'm
If
gonna
I
tell you, I do think that in me trying to boss up financially and get to certain spaces,
Mhm.
I am okay with the action being closure now. You know, I
Oh
used to be a closure girl. I used to be a closure girl. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. You hurt my feelings. Oh, why did you do that? Why did you? Because I'm trying to boss up across the board, but we're talking about finances, right?
yeah.
Finances is literally the biggest pie in most of our lives because I have little people to support and take care of and help them craft their lives and build their lives, right? So
Yeah.
when I tell you the biggest thing that financial literacy has taught me is receiving people's actions as exactly what it feels like and what they probably intended it to be. Let me tell you, there's no question anymore at this grown age of maybe what someone was trying to do, what they meant to say, what they did, how it made you feel. So the biggest thing that finances have taught me, and it's crazy because one would think they're like mutually exclusive. Like, no, they run in their own lives. No, they don't. No, no, no. When you're so focused on trying to, elevate, whether you're starting off with your finances, you realize your credit is, you're like, bitch, I gotta get my shit together, or bitch, I got my shit together, but I want to like take it up this way, right? You
Hmm.
start to utilize uh again, it quack like a duck, sounds like a duck,
Hmm.
feels like a duck.
Hmm.
Taking people's actions or taking in the dating world whatever they however they perceived it to be or meant it to be, that's the closure. So
Yeah, it's not talking about it these days. What you talking about?
yeah, for what? Especially if we've discussed it
Oh,
already. If
yeah.
we've discussed financial misalignment, if we've discussed our budget, if we've discussed goals we have, if we've discussed
Well,
Q1 goals, hold on. If we've chatted, if you've been given opportunities to fuck up and overspend and do this and do whatever, and you continue, the action is the closure. So, what I would say to the girls, and again, I'm not in the dating world, so I know that's easier said than done. I will say this though, I have dated. It's been a very long time, but I've dated. I would imagine that if I were back into the world right now, I'm too laser focused on things that, like, again, I can't, I work too hard for this. So it's like, I can't allow a relationship with a man to throw me off to the point to where I'm doing more talking than earning. The more time I'm spending trying to teach you and talk to you about shit, I'm like losing money fucking with you. So that might be me taking you on dates, buying you shit. I'm dead ass. Like, I'm dead ass serious. It's not about like standing on business. All of your goals with your finances have to make sense. Career goals, spiritual goals, relationship goals. Everything has to, like, it's like a puzzle, It all got to click. So like, you could be big on your finances, but you fucking with a nigga that's sucking you dry. So you can't get there because you're not in the right relationship. Or you could be big on your finances, but you're not connecting with your higher power, whatever that is. So you think it's all you when it ain't even you driving the bus. Or you have no ambition, but your money just so happen to be straight, but you don't have no get up and go. You're not picking up books without being told to. So the shit affects other things. With a relationship, financially, I would imagine that fucks your bag up.
mm-hmm.
And for me, that's all it will take for me to exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than me. Even if you don't have children, you know what? Unpopular opinion. The mothers are gonna kick my ass for this. Single people, because I'm not even gonna just make it to men. Single people, especially single people without familial support, have it the hardest because you're doing it all for yourself, for a future that you don't even have yet, but you're building a future for possibly a husband, a wife, and children, and you're doing it
Manifest,
by yourself. At the very least,
manifesting.
I'm serious. At the very least, when you have children, let's be clear, you might have familial support. Maybe you don't, but maybe you get some sort of.
Yeah.
It's something about you get to file head of household on your taxes versus a single person who just got to be single because they ain't got no dependents. They got the worst fucking tax bracket when it comes to filing taxes. So we don't want to admit that. And again, I'm not negating mother. Let's not go that far. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Single people have it hard, probably the hardest because they're doing it by themselves.
Oh, don't feel too bad for us. We bosses. We
Well,
busy over here. We just
you
out
know
here
what I'm
trying to
saying?
figure out how
But
to then let the
that
taxes
comes
take us
with,
down. Yeah.
yeah. So I just think, again, in tying a bow on that part of like dating, I can appreciate your perspective and I agree with it. Like leading with love and to get love back and establishing your own lifestyle and finances to get that back, right? Because it's only a matter of time before you attract someone who moves very similarly or exactly like you move, and it's going to be a match made in heaven when it comes to, or they move a little different from you, you move a little different from them, but now it's an environment for learning because now you're going to learn how they do it, they're going to learn how you do it, and it's going to work. So I do think that leading in relationships and all of that with love and genuineness and character, because a man could have a man or a woman can have all the money in the world and still be a rotten person, right? And still not
Really
be
though.
primed. Yeah, still not be primed for a relationship. So I do think that there are other things, and I can understand that. But I think it all goes back to like the plan, like the tips you gave earlier, right? Like getting your secure card, going to speak to a financial advisor. It's the same way I feel like in a relationship, coming up with a checklist that works for you, you
But
know?
also, some things that make, relationships successful, like, things that I've experienced is if somebody's going through a similar journey, you got to have some kind of compatibility in all these things,
I
right?
agree.
Like, like if, no shade, no tea, I'm doing quite a few things. So if a guy is also doing quite a few things, I'm going to respect what he got going on. Cause like, oh, I know he's on that too. Like, we don't want to talk about
Period.
work. We out, we going to concerts, we frolicking around. I'm a dilly dallier. I
I
like
love
to dilly dally.
a frolic moment with your nigga.
I'm so whimsy. I'm
Ooh.
whimsical. I'm Anybody will tell you I'm a whimsical fairy princess
Yes,
unicorn
I love
goddess.
frolicking.
Like I'm at a concert, I'm at a rave, I'm at a party, I'm at a hockey event. I will do the real luxury of life is doing what you want to do. And you be wanting to do what you want to do with somebody. So you want them to be whimsical, right? Compatibility has to happen for people to have the flexibility to do that. And financial compatibility and maturity has to
Hmm.
be a thing. So they gotta save. You gotta save. You want
Hmm.
to attract what you are, but you also want to, not be dependent. You also want to respect the person because you understand what they put into it. Like we're not in the
Exactly.
landscape. No, I mean don't get me wrong. Stay at home moms respect it. Stay at home
Of
anybody
course.
respect it because
Yeah.
y'all got a budget. Y'all figuring out how to make that work,
Yeah.
and it's working, right? But we in an era where two heads gotta come together to make
Oh, two
the
heads are
dream
better than,
happen.
yeah. The best thing that I ever heard Dave Ramsey say is if you want to be a millionaire and you are in a relationship, put your head with the other person. I know that's like again, a taboo topic. We could go around for round on, right? And my thoughts on what that would look like in a relationship, but two heads truly are better than one. Could you reach certain statuses and do certain things? Absolutely. But could you do it faster with a reliable source, somebody that you trust and y'all got the same goals, y'all trying to, I think so.
You know what's crazy? The girls are leaning more into their friendships for a lot of that and their
That's a
sisterhood.
fact. That's
And
a
the boys
fact.
aren't as collaborative as they think. Or, some boys are very collaborative, but they're
Hmm.
absent in the physical or like it's just so
Yep.
much that disconnects. So the
That's a fact.
girls are really using their friends to collab. It's really crazy. We're not even getting married. Like what's happening?
I know. I'm gonna say this. This is my last little, tidbit, whatever. You want to be successful, if
Mm.
you got a woman or you with her,
Yeah,
let
yeah.
her manage and handle the finances from experience. No, no, no. Because I know they're gonna be like, oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. I'm talking about a financially mature enough adult because we're not perfect.
Hmm.
I managed finances for an entire household for a very long time. And baby, I ain't never missed no meal, and neither did my family. So
Okay.
in my opinion, I think women, and that's where our power is at, right? We are very suited and booted to
Yeah.
lead finances across the board. I think that's why so many women rely on their friends. I have the group I have around me, everybody got something going on. Like everybody got something going on. I'm not even talking about, oh, everybody's like, you know, everybody's rich in spirit, and for a lot of my friends, it equates to dollar signs too. But everybody got something going on. It's always the group. The group chat is always buzzing with some update. Somebody got a new certificate. Somebody just booked a show. They working on a new show. This person just bought a new property. This person just hit this status or this milestone with their financial numbers, investments, whatever. So it's hard not to lean on that. And that's why it's so important, again, in a relationship, you need that too. So yeah, when I say somebody with motion, I'm not necessarily talking about somebody wealthy. Man, every time you and this person is connecting and talking, they telling you something they watch, they learn, you telling them something that it's only gonna, eventually build, I think, into
Mhm.
result, And I just think unfortunately the girly pops are getting that from their girlfriends.
Yeah.
Women, we are.
We
Uh,
are.
we really are. I'm not, again,
Oh,
this is not a man versus woman thing. We are women, so we are
where
speaking
y'all
from women's perspective.
at? Where y'all at? Where y'all?
Girl, they out there.
The
They're
girls is
there.
waiting for y'all. The girls is waiting for y'all, honey. I don't know. I don't
And the
know.
girls
Something's
are builders. The
disconnected.
girls are builders. Now we're not building. We're not Bob the Builders, but we are builders. We are willing to work, baby. You come in here with your bricks and your slab and your marble, and I'm gonna
Like,
pull
what you
my
got?
marble and my granite. What you got? What you?
Because I brought this. What you got? Because I
That's what I'm
brought.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Come
If we desexualize society and monetize it, it's another
work
thing.
together.
If we stop leading with sex and lead with money, and I mean that the way it fucking sounds, like
lead with moral and
yeah,
principles. Because money is
lead with.
corrupted. Like
I
money comes when
understand
you're
that.
naturally moving. I mean, you
I
can
get it, but
scheme and get a
I don't mean
break,
that
but
actually. I don't mean it. I don't mean you go. I'm saying you lead with goals. You lead with aspirations. You lead with chatter that builds and grows together. And I feel like because finances, we are in such an inexpensive time. Every fucking thing is expensive.
Mhm.
Everything is flip topsy turvy. Our government has their own, all type of stuff. So I
Mhm.
feel like the one thing that we can probably control the most out of everything, we cannot control emotions, but you can control your finances.
Thanks.
You control that money, baby. Now it might mean some
As much as you
sacrifice.
can,
As much as I'm about to say, as much as you
outside of
can.
hardship.
Exactly. Outside of hardship and unexpected, but you can control mostly the money you bring in. A large percentage of what you bring in, you can control how much you put out. I don't care what nobody say. This is coming from somebody that also too had a fucking 400 credit score at one point and no money in the bank and payday loans and all types of shit. This no shade no tea because bitch you can never play with me like that now. So whatever you think, whatever chat or joke you think you about to get off that, you're not, because I'm already telling you can't rib me about something I know to be true. So it's
Yeah.
fine, But because I then came that far to come this far, I'm telling you, you can control that. So I hope somebody watching this, a young girl, well, you can't because I have the 18 or over filter on, but you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
maybe
that's
your mama watch it or your auntie watch it or somebody watch it and they come and educate you. I hope that you take from something from this. I know for me, I, I don't know. I guess if I had to like finalize it is financial literacy is extremely imperative to the next generations. Like I really feel like it is as what's the word fatal to our generation as the plague if we don't get better at
mhm.
managing our money
Yeah.
and figuring out ways to grow our money and things like that. Like it's going to continue to drive all our everything, poverty numbers up. The poverty line is going to get lower and lower and lower and lower. It's just too many resources out there. What would you say would be like your finite, like what is your final bow? How do you finalize this thought around financial literacy to the people?
Take the risk and save your money.
Mm. Mm.
Take the risk and save your money. Understand
Mm-hmm.
your circumstance
Yep.
and what better suits where you are currently, and always evolve. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. I love that. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this. This has been such a good conversation. I feel like if you don't take nothing else from this, you at least follow Jewel the Jeweler. I
Period.
am sure. Again, I won't forget. I will make sure to share some, little IG money market and stuff for y'all to go look at some of the things we talked about. I hope that you take something from this, and I hope that you continue to subscribe, like, comment on In Your Mix. It's been a pleasure, sister girl.
Thank you so much for having me, love.
Of course. Bye.
Oh, look at that. Period. Real love.